everyone! Magandang araw po sa lahat, Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao at sa lahat ng Pinay saan man sa mundo. I am Dr. Shi Armero, your friendly OBGYN and lifestyle medicine specialist, and you are watching DANGPANAN, a live series of Doc Shi TV. We do this every Saturday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon simultaneously in YouTube Doc Shi TV and in Facebook Dr. Shi Armero, OBGYN Lifestyle Clinic. The goal of this program is to give education in various social media platforms to empower you, Pinays, to take charge of your health through correct and science-based or evidence-based information. DANGPANAN, a Bisaya term for shelter, is chosen to be the name of this program because I want to share this comfort of good education to all of you, my viewers, through a platform that is accessible to all. Welcome to another educational Saturday afternoon. And what's more, you do not just learn, you can also share these blessings to others by giving everyone a chance to win a free online consultation coupon. So invite your friends, your relatives, by typing their names in the chat box or click the share button. And don't forget the hashtag DocShiTV, or in short, hashtag DDSTV. If this is your first time watching, don't forget to click that follow button at Dr. Shi Armero OBGYN Lifestyle Clinic Facebook page, or click that subscribe button in YouTube Doc Shi TV, and don't forget to click that notification bell for you to be notified on future videos.
DANGPANAN, kabahin sa panglawas o relasyon. Doc Shi Armero.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening to everyone. Can you hear me well? Please chat your name, where you are coming from, where you are watching from right now. And hello, Ate Jeannie, good afternoon. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you for your greeting. Yes, it's Mother's Day tomorrow. So there will be a special episode tomorrow because it's Mother's Day, and there will be a surprise guest also tomorrow. Dr. Banaay is saying hi. I hope you can hear me well. Yes. Okay, Doc Shi. Yes, and Dr. Balong Agtuka. Yes, he is our guest this afternoon. Dr. Banaay, thank you for being with us. Happy Mother's Day. Yes, thank you, Enra, for your greeting. Where are you watching from? Dr. Galion, thank you. Yes, thank you for your greeting. Thank you for being with us again this afternoon. Hi, Pen. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you for your greeting. Dr. Agtuka is greeting also Dr. Banaay. Thank you for watching. Hello, Ate Mimi. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. She's my cousin and it's her first time watching from YouTube. Once again, DANGPANAN is live both in Facebook and in YouTube. Thank you very much. I hope everyone is already inviting your friends, clicking that share button, because this afternoon we will be learning wonderful information from no other than our very active, young, and guapo guest. Okay, hello, Kuya Jonel. Kuya Jonel is also with us watching. My brother-in-law, thank you, Kuya. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you for your greeting. How about the others? Where are you watching from? please type it in the chat box. I would like also to greet our mothers out there who are watching and are not chatting in the comment section. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. Once again, we have a Mother's Day special tomorrow. So watch out for it. We will post a link. Although I tried to post a link in Facebook but nag-epic fail ulit. Hindi ako marunong mag-post. Paano ba ma-post itong StreamYard na direct sa Facebook? Hindi ako marunong. So ayun, nag-epic fail. Anyway, once again, we are live in Facebook, Dr. Shi Armero, OBGYN Lifestyle Clinic, and in YouTube, Doc Shi TV. All right. So to introduce, our topic this afternoon, there will be a video. And once again, after the lecture, there will be Tama o Mali, whereby you will win the free online consultation coupon. All right. So thank you once again for your presence this afternoon. We are so delighted to have you. All right. So this will be the intro video for our topic this afternoon. So to talk about how to deal with the HIV stigma, lovies, we are so blessed to have him with us today. I have witnessed his passion and dedication in raising awareness in this topic. He has dedicated his life and career in this ministry as a national resource speaker and trainer, even way back when I was still in med school, but still so young and vibrant as ever, a great writer, and my idol, the left-handed introvert, Dr. Balong Agtuca. Good afternoon, Doc. Thank you for your time this afternoon. Say hi to our audience.
Hi, Doc She. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening sa tanan viewers aning imong show. No, I'm just glad nga you came up with this. What's this? This activity, because this is something that people, or this is something that could help people, especially now nga we are facing this pandemic. Lisod kaayo mo adto hospitals and consult of doctor, and with this in mind and bringing to them mura og sharing, opening to them your clinic, it's just much easier for them to access kana mga health information which could be very relevant at this time and age. So I'm very excited nga you also devoted a specific topic for HIV, which is something that I really love. So rarely jud kay ko mobalibad basta invite ko and the topic to talk about is HIV. So I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very excited, and I'm just looking at the kanang post ganina no nga daghan gid ay ka og followers. So this is something commendable sa imo. Wow.
These are really those who would want to search for kanang correct education, Doc, ba? Because especially at the time that social media is quite accessible to all, sometimes we do not know which ones are correct and which ones are not. And so this is really an initiative to be able to educate more of them with the correct information.
Yes, that's very good. That's and very true, gyud. Kay ana, kung magsigil and tag-realize sa YouTube o Facebook, sometimes it's very hard no to distinguish unsay tinuod nga information o unsa lay himo-himo lang. And with this nga imong initiative, this is really, really very helpful for everyone.
Thank you, Doc, for saying yes. All right. So without further much ado, Doc, the virtual floor is now yours. You may share your slide.
Sige. So,
there. Okay. I hope you can see it, lovies. It's there.
Okay, so makita na siguro nila, no?
Yes, Doc.
Okay, so this is my talk, no? HIV/AIDS, the forgotten pandemic. So while we are still very busy battling the effects of COVID-19, ang HIV man good, wala siya ingon nga nawa. It's still there, it
Yes, true.
exists, and every now and then people are still getting infected. So sa among treatment hub, HIV treatment hub sa Vicente Soto Memorial Medical Center, we still get to test people, we still get to meet newly diagnosed cases on a weekly, monthly basis. So, mo lang siya kung ano, since 2016, close to 40 million na people are worldwide na infected sa HIV. And ang tanaw nato sa picture nga despite the availability of treatments, in fact many governments gani including the Philippines libre ang atong tambal nga ginahatag sa mga pasyente, no, but it is quite surprising, just over half of those who are diagnosed with HIV are taking the antiretroviral drugs. So a great number of people who are diagnosed with HIV are not taking these medications, and ang risk ani is they get sicker and sicker each day, and because of their high viral load, they are also highly infectious. So ang ilang mga close contacts, ang ilang mga partners, dako kayo og risk na matakdan sa HIV. Okay. This one, actually naanay improvement sa atong cases sa HIV, no? It has been going down since 2010. And you can also see here kana sa according to the epidemiology bubble, all the arrows are pointing down, except there's only one area, this one, which is Eastern Europe and Central Asia, where cases of HIV is still going up. Now, Philippines being part of the Asia-Pacific region, wherein there is already a 13% decline in our cases, unfortunately, ang Philippines wala ni follow ana Doc Sheikh, no? So here, according sa UN/AIDS na 2019, no, so United Nations nga program on HIV/AIDS, 2019 nga year-end report, they declared Philippines as the fastest growing HIV epidemic with a 207 increase in incidence. So that is something very alarming para sa atua. Kay usahay ko dili kay nato ma-feel ba ang kaning concern sa HIV kung dili sad bitaw kayo ta dili ta hingtungdan ani nga mga kaso no, wala kay tay kaila, wala kay tay mga relatives afflicted ani nga condition. Okay, so since as of today, no, there are already 84,610 Filipinos with HIV. Cumulativeness since 1984, because the first cases of HIV were discovered there is a Philippines in 1984. But of these 84,000, nara sa 49,115 ang currently alive and taking antiretroviral drugs. You can also see here na nga katong February lang, kay mo pa man siya ang latest. Ang February 2021 nga report was the latest na you can see from the DOH na official website. In that month alone, there were 855 people diagnosed with HIV. And you could just imagine this is at the height of the pandemic. And there are still people, in fact, getting infected with HIV on a daily basis. Imagine cases per day, 30 Filipinos infected with HIV on a daily basis. So at the end of the year, pila na ka ang madugang ani nga Filipinos na ma-infected with HIV. You can also see here nga 804 versus 51. So nasa mga 94-95% of our cases are males. And then you can also see here in the age group no nga ang majority of the cases, 50% are in the age group na 25 to 34. And then you have the 15 to 24 nga coming next, no, in line. Okay. You can also see it here na majority of our cases are males, and the predominant mode of transmission is still sexual contact. So napoy a few cases of sharing infected needles. We also have cases of kanang mother to child transmission. So munang importante kaayo no sa atong mga pregnant mothers nga parts of their prenatal care is to know their HIV status. Because there is a risk of transmitting the infection from them to their children during the 9 months of conception or during the actual delivery, particularly when the baby passes through an infected birth canal. Pwede po siya mapasa from the mother to child when the mother decides to breastfeed the baby. So it's very, very important na for mothers pregnant expecting to have children to get to
To
know their
identify the
ay,
status. Yes.
exactly. Okay, this one is rather old, no? September 2020 ni siya, pero ang sa latest man good nga katong February 2021 wala man good ni siya gi-release. Ako lang gid siyang gi-appeal kay ingani man good siya. Ang picture, no, like the earlier slide nga, majority of our cases 50% are from the age group na 25 to 34 because these are the young professionals, Doc Shi. So they have the money, but then because they are still young, they are prone to mga adventures. So they do gimmicks every time they receive their salary. Yes, very true. Prone to risky behavior, mga experimentations, mga ingana. But although this age group is alarming to the Department of Health, what is causing them more alarm and is what they are trying to address now is the rising of HIV cases among this 15 to 24 age group, which is younger because according sa data from the Department of Health, there has been a 10% increase in the mura siyang nag-double, no, in the last 10 years. Now, you could not I'm not what's this how to say this, no, I had this patient before, Doc Shibas. We diagnosed him at the age of 16. Young man siya, no? Na-diagnose siya kay he has a boyfriend who died from complications of HIV. Nag-AIDS na. And then the family of his boyfriend contacted him na, imong boyfriend, among anak died from AIDS and you should be tested. And that's when he found out that he had HIV. Would you believe na at the age of 10, 11, and 12, na siya sexual experiences? Itong na-diagnose, nagka-HIV siya sa katong time na nag-16 siya. So, lahi nang good ang mga batanon karon, no? You can go back in time sa imo katong mga bata.
Yes.
We love outdoors. Ang mga bata sa nabahog adlaw. Karon atong mga bata bahog. Most of the time they would just sit, play with their gadgets. So, ang drawback sa gadgets man good, they are connected with the world with just one click in a button sa cellphone. They're connected with the rest of the world. So, daghan kay mga dating sites nga they could just kanang schedule or kanang finalize their meetups and ingana siya. So, nagkataas ang risk niya. Ang mga techie na mga generation nato karon kini 15 to 24.
The younger, yes.
Correct. Sa amo bitaw sa office ang mga tech, every time we have computer problems, we do not call our seniors man, we call our younger nga. Kinsay mga batanon dia, they are the ones that are very, very techy. And then only siya drawbacks pud sa ilang age group, no? So very important gyud kayo as parents, no, kanang ingon nga parental guidance every time a child uses a gadget, make sure nga it's child proof or you are there to monitor their activities. Kay delikado kayo. Okay. Basically, all regions in the country are reporting cases of HIV. So, top gihapon ang National Capital Region with 31%, Region 4A, which is Calabar Zone. So, these are the provinces na immediately surrounding Metro Manila. So, naturally, majority of them are doing their work in Metro Manila and then they just go home to their provinces during weekends. So, kung ma-infected sila sa Manila, they bring with them that infection. Bring it home. So, pasalubong. Dito na sila mga admit sa ilang provinces. Then you have Region 6, Region 3, which is Pampanga. Asa gini ato Region 6? Ang Western ba ni?
Doc, wala gigo anak, Doc. Wala gigo anak history. Ayan na lang.
Basta kay Visayas ni siya, no? Yeah. Region 3, which is Pampanga. So, we also know nga, daghan kay foreigners sa Pampanga, labi na kanang sa Subic Naval Base nga area before. So, taas kay ang ilang prostitution dito, mga taas kay cases. But then, we have Region 7 with 5%. So, pila ta? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not top 5. Kaya ang mga Cebuanos,
top 6.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Top 5.
5. Kaya mga Cebuanos, typical Cebuanos kuno, Doc, she are sore losers. Kita mo sugot nga dita ma-appeal sa top 10. So,
record breaking.
Record breaking. So, throughout the history of HIV in the Philippines, naadyo na permi sa top 10 ang Region 7. So that is something that we should always remember, no? Nga, naagin siya nga threat no matter what happens or no matter what other threats will come our way. But HIV/AIDS will always be a threat in the Philippines and in Region 7. So this one, I just highlighted. Oo. So this one, no, I just highlighted mga HIV nga DOH-designated treatment and primary care facilities because ang show man guni mo dok siya is Region 7. So ang ako rasang gi-highlight is ang mga hospitals, medical centers around Region 7 nga pwede ma-access sa atong mga pasyente, no, or not necessarily pasyente, katong mga tao nga gusto lang gyud nga makahibaw sa ilang HIV status. Among government institutions, the testing for HIV is provided for free. For private institutions, na ay gamay nga fee nga inyong bayaran. But that is that, no? So, and then the result will just be available in a few hours' time. And you will also undergo pre-test and post-test counseling so that you will know where to go or what to do in the event na mag-positive ang imong result. Okay.
So they can just walk in, Doc. They will just walk in the hubs.
Yes,
so I can just tell my mothers to go there instead of paying in private institutions. Sayang pod. Or dili. Is it for specific people lang?
Actually, we welcome anybody, no, from any walks of life. If they just want to know the HIV status,
they can go. Wow.
They can go and have themselves tested. In fact, gani sa Vicente Soto, basta na ay mga offices, government offices or private offices nga makig-MOA, Memorandum of Agreement with Soto for their annual nga physical exam nga to be performed there. I-offer niya na sa Vicente Soto, why not include HIV antibody test? Anyway, free man siya sa nga i-offer sa Vicente Soto. So that's also one way, no, nga we can disseminate HIV information. So this one, basic information lang about HIV. So they said nga HIV knowledge is as easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
4, 5.
So one is, what is HIV? So unsa man ang HIV? So HIV is human immunodeficiency virus. Meaning to say, the virus can only be transmitted between humans, human to human. And then what happens is once the virus is inside our body, it attacks our immune system. So that there will come a time that our immune system will be so weak that any form or any harmful organism that we are exposed to, we get the disease na those viruses, bacterial agents are bringing with them. Okay. So
that means, Doc, there was an issue manggod of katong blood nga nalabay sa dagat nga mga HIV nga nakaon sa isda, and then diba naaman to?
Yes. Ako na siyang tubagon later.
Sige, Doc.
So, unfortunately, murag ang nadaot ang hospital pero dili bigit unta to sala sa hospital because the hospital has a contract with this agency nga who is taking care of their hospital waste. So, unfortunately, ang katong nga agency was very indiscriminate in disposing the cash. So, ma-identify mo sa mga tao kaya na may pangalan, kanida yung hospital ng patakao labay, which is also unfair sa katong mga hospital. So, HIV, how is it different from AIDS? So, ang AIDS is acquired immune deficiency syndrome. So, basically, HIV is the virus, ang AIDS is ang disease. So, mo ni siya. At the same time, ang HIV magod has 4 clinical stages. So, clinical stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Ang stage 4 mo na AIDS na gid nga stage. By that time, you have no more immune system left. So dili na gid ka, ang imong body dili na maka-fight to any infection nga musud sa imong lawas. So you are very very sick. You have lost a lot of weight. Daghan kayo na mga skin diseases, na mga oral infections, na lung infection, na apay chronic diarrhea, all those sorts. So muna siya pinaka last stage sa infection. Ang early nga mga clinical stages sa HIV, posible nga you will not see any changes in the
Body.
itsura sa person. Body, wala pa kay ma-feel. So, mo po na delikado kayo kay ang tao nga walay gipamati, di mo na magpakonsulta sa doktor, simbako na siya HIV infection, and then unprotected sex or other forms of katong transmission sa disease, delikado kayo nga magsiki siya og panakod. So ingani siya, based on this picture, you can see no ang difference sa HIV infection nga very early o ang katong full last stage, clinical stage, which is AIDS nga all signs and symptoms are present kay wala na nabilin sa iyang immune system. But then, di ba naanamta, we already have available antiretroviral drugs for treatment. And you would not believe nga, even at this stage, na sila sa AIDS, no, with treatment, they would go back to this stage. Nga very healthy, guwapo, na apparently not feeling kanang any ill about themselves. No? Wala sila very healthy good kayo. In fact, namin mga pasyente no, nga nibalik na ang ilang healthy nga status nga they are athletes. Sa una, when I used to run in the streets, mag-apil-apil ko atong mga fun run mo, maapsan pa ko nila, kusog pa kayo managan. And before, I could not believe nga, ingani lang itsura nga skin and bone. So, say gani, muduol sila na ko, dili na ko kailan nila. Kaya nga na, puti na kayo, hamis na kayo ilang mga itsura. So that's two, no? One is what is AIDS, what is HIV, what is AIDS, and two, what is the difference between HIV and AIDS? Okay. Three, this one, clinical stages. So, muna akong giingon nimo, at the point of infection, most often ang tao wala pa siya gipamati. So, a symptomatic stage, or every now and then, just like us, natay mga cough, fever, colds, and so eventually, maabot gyud ang time gyud nga ang atong immune system completely ruined na nga we cannot withstand any sort of infection mo nang without treatment mamatay gyud ang pasyente. Now this one natin ginatawag nga window period, 2 weeks to 2 months. Unfortunately up to this time naapaghihapon ni siya nga window period with the advent nga naanatay mga diagnostics nga more advanced na, but we still have
more
this
sensitive
window period. More sensitive.
So atong i-explain nila doc unsay pasabot sa window period.
So unsa man ni ang window period? Ang window period is that time nga na-infected na ka. Unfortunately ang load sa imong virus kay dili pa siya ma-detect og bisag unsa nga diagnostic nga o test nga himuon. So, muna siya delikado kaayo kay posible, di ba natin nangutana sa katong imong gi-share sa kuha nga
yes, dog.
Oo. So, naay possibility nga you are feeling very well but you have the infection, and when you submit yourselves for testing, if you fall under this window period, posible nga negative ang imong result. But that's a false negative result. And that's the danger. Muna siya ang danger because if you continue to engage in unprotected sex, na ay chance nga mapasa nimong infection sa imong sexual partner. So, this is something that you will have to talk about. This is also one thing that we discuss when we undergo pre-test HIV counseling before you take the test, because you will be asked, kanusa ang imong last nga sexual encounter nga unprotected penetrative sex. So, from that time, kwintahon na siya. And usually, kung very recent pa kayo, for example, last night lang yun ko, Doc, na-engage with unprotected sex, we always advise the patient to come back as early as 6 weeks or 2 months. Para makita na to, Doc, siya, nga makover na to ni ang window period nga time, no? Okay, which is very dangerous. Tapos, kanipod siya nga problem, no? Muadto pud ni siya sa kanang mga blood donors nga delikado sad kayo.
Yes, bitaw.
Kay kung naay blood donor nga sige engage with unprotected sex, nakig-sex siya 2 days the other night or even last week. Ni-donate siya dugo, mo nang risgo kaayo
mo na. Di pa na ma-detect.
Correct, exactly nga. And you can just imagine nga kung nanay diri sa Cebu City nga medyo taas-taas ang atong cases sa HIV, delikado siya. So, we have, mo bitaw na mong gina-advise for doctors, if you have patients nga in need of blood transfusion, think again, think twice, think 3 times. Kung pwede ra gid nga okay ra sa
Dili
pasyente di
abunuhan.
abunuhan, ayaw na
Oh,
lang gyud abunuhi. So
tinuod
kung
bitaw ako mangupira
oh,
ra ba ko sige.
lagi. Unya, kung kita sad mismo no nanginahanglan og donor, blood donors o natay mga pamilya nga naay kanang nanginahanglan pud og kanang nga abunuhan og dugo, we should also make sure nga ang ilang mga donors kaila gid ta, dili lang ta nga mamunit diya sa mga kanto-kanto nga
Bitaw,
may
that's
okay.
true.
That's very true. So, ing ana. Okay. So, muna to one is what is HIV, what is AIDS. Two is what is the difference between HIV AIDS. Kani three modes of transmission. So, naaragi tulong nga gi-recognize sa department sa World Health Organization nga modes or pamaagi wherein HIV could be transmitted. One is, which is the predominant form of transmission, is sexual contact. It could be male or female, male to female or male to male. So, mas dako og risk nga matakdan ang receiver kaysa inserter. So, male to female, taas gid ang risk nga ang babae matakdan sa HIV
Female.
kung ang iyang lalaki nga sexual partner more positive sa HIV. Sa male to male nga relationship, ang receiver nga male pod mo po na siya ang mas higher risk of getting infected with HIV. Second, mo na nitong gingon, na infected blood and blood products. So go back ta atong window period. Nga kung dili gani kaayo matarong nato og ka-assess ang blood donor, particularly sa iyang mga risky behaviors, madayon na siya donate og blood during the window period, makaluluoy gid ang atong pasyente. In fact, there is already a documented case, somewhere in northern Luzon, no? I think 2 years or 3 years ago, nga naay leukemic patient nga nag-HIV positive yun. They found out later nga ang iyang blood donor nga relative ra pud unta niya nga aday mga risky behavior nga nag-positive sa HIV. So natakdan po niya ang iyang gidonatan sa dugo. Third, so linya ni mo no, mother to child. So it could be during pregnancy or passing through an infected birth canal or during breastfeeding. So very important kay ninyo among HIV positive mothers nga mo undergo pud gid sila og counseling nga we should advise them on breastfeeding. Usahay kung ang financial status sa family lisod jud kayo, they can still breastfeed their babies even if they are HIV positive, but they have to refer the child sa treatment hub kay natay ginahatag nga mga prophylactic medications. At the same time atong i-monitor both ang mother ug ang child nga hopefully dili ra matakdan ang baby, which is also very important na during pregnancy, as much as possible the mother should be tested for HIV. Kay in the event na in the event dokshi nga mag HIV positive sila, we can start the treatment earlier. By the time magawas ang baby, very low na kayo ang iyang virus.
Tighter.
So, tighter. Less na kayo ang chance, ang risk na ma-transfer sa baby ang
actually, Doc, masyak gani ng mga mothers ba inigreseta nako sa mga first few laboratories. Mayroon ko nga, it's not that I look at you as somebody who looks risky, that's why I test your HIV. I explain this mode of transmission to them, and when they understand, willing ra kaayo gid sila na magpa-test.
Yes, actually, naamang goy ko ang dokshi no na ay there is this negative connotation with HIV testing man god. So people will look at it differently. Sa amo sad nga ano nga Dok, teacher man ko kanang I am a bank teller. Why would you test me for HIV? Sa amo po ang amo pong approach is, ma'am, ang HIV nga testing is not because we are kanang looking at you differently nga na kay mga dautan nga. It's part of your kanang concern about yourself ba nga healthy ka ingana, and you should know your HIV status ingana. So which is actually challenging siya pag-explain sa mga mothers. Kaya some mothers would really kanang take it differently. But then, kung mapasabot lang gid nimo ang purpose why we are offering this, another thing said why, particularly for Region 7, why HIV testing should be offered among pregnant mothers, because sa number sa HIV positive sa atong general community, part na sa recommendation sa WHO kana bitong ginaingon nila category A areas. So ang category A areas, kung ang imong population nga doing high risk behavior, kanang mag-inject of drugs, kanang mag unprotected sex, mga ingana, basta gani, di ko sure if it's more than 1% or if more than 10% anak nila na anay HIV, normally you should recommend it na to include HIV as part of your screening test among the general community. Mura siya ingana,
From
which
a
is a
universal screening.
yes, correct. So 3, manto 1, 2, 3. 4 stands for the 4 body fluids. So more gini siya ang mga body fluids gikan sa tao nga known to contain enough amount or enough load of the virus nga para makatransmit siya sa other people. So blood, mundang blood transfusion, seminal and vaginal fluid, that is why you can get it through sex, and of course ang breast milk from the mother. Other than this, other body fluids like sweat, tears, urine, saliva, mga they may or they may not contain HIV virus, but the load is not really that big to cause a transmission. Kanira gid ang 4 body fluids known to effectively transmit the virus. Now, this one, the EC principle is the necessary conditions for HIV transmission. So it must exit from a host that is HIV positive, and it must be sufficient in amount. So when we talk about sufficiency in amount, katura pong 4 body fluids, breast milk, blood, vaginal, and seminal fluid. Mura na siya. And once outside the body, it must be able to survive, which is pila ra na siya ka seconds or few minutes nga kinahanglan siya nga ka-enter na pud sa another host, no? So entry, it must enter either through our bloodstream or katuno through sexual contact or through breastfeeding katong sa mother. 4 other factors nga maka-affect sa HIV survival. So ang right temperature, ang atmosphere, moisture, and acidity, which is typically kana bitong like sa kaning vaginal cavity wherein there is enough moisture, enough temperature, enough acidity to promote survival of the virus. Ingana siya. Okay. 5 na ta. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stands for the 5 ways to prevent HIV transmission. So, balik dito itong ang 3. So naka-mention ka to Doc Shea regarding katong mga hospital ways na nakita sa dagat, and people are saying,
yes, Doc.
balik tayo 3 slides. So, never mind. Sorry. So, dili ta mamalit og isda, di sa ta mga unog isda karon kay mga isda na ay HIV kay tungod ato mga hospital waste nga naay mga dugo nga gikan sa mga pasyente nga naay HIV. So mubalik ta atong 3 modes of transmission. So unsa ra ganito? Sexual contact, it could be blood and blood products, of mother to child. So wala na apil dito ang pagkaon og isda. In fact nagan na ito sa sige to og spread, no, nag-viral online sa Facebook ang katong dili mga unog isda. Nasay mga healthcare workers nga nagpa-viral pod og matakdan ra ka og HIV kung moto siya imong mama isda. Nag-breastfeed ka gikan sa imong mama nga isda o nag-sex ka isda. Moto yung nga which kay mo lagi to tungod ato, no. So imagine na gid nato every time ta nga muduol og tawo nga na HIV nga mahadlok ta nga basig matakdan ka, mura dito 3 modes of transmission as long as i-avoid na nimo dili ka mahadlok sa mga tawo nga naay HIV. Now, 5 ways to prevent HIV transmission, mura ni siya the A, B, C, D, E of HIV prevention. So A stands for abstinence. Step ladder ni siya, no, you always start with your letter A. So A for abstinence, do not have sex. In case of adolescents, you delay your sexual debut. So, B is be mutually faithful, have one sexual partner, and make sure po ang katong imong sexual partner, ikaw ra po yung partner. Kaya dili pwede ikaw ra faithful niya siya dili.
Siya.
And then C is correct and consistent use of condom, which is actually medyo controversial, no, because there are other religions nga shun this type of practice, which we understand also. And D is do not inject drugs. Also, kung i-include, do not drink alcohol. Usahay man good, under the influence of alcohol, clouded ang atong minds, we may make the wrong decisions that would expose us to HIV. And letter E is getting the correct education and early testing, because it's very important nga when you are tested earlier, the virus has not spread and has not caused much damage to the organs in your body, your immune system may still be intact, there will be less complications rather than wait na you are already sick and at your deathbed before you start the antiretroviral treatment.
So our activity this afternoon, Doc, is addressing letter C, correct education,
correct.
and
Yes,
encouraging them to know their status.
exactly. So that's very important. So just because you are not feeling anything today doesn't mean to say you do not have or you're not exposed to HIV. As long as you have those risky behaviors, no, that could predispose or that could lead you to a possible infection with HIV, you might as well get yourself tested.
Actually, Doc, I also have younger patients, no? Siguro, grabe lang siguro ang shield sa ako. I was too protected when I was in training because I trained in a Catholic institution. Wala ka, I mean, ka ng
Uh,
mga younger patients. But now in my private practice, I get to see all walks of life. Ka ng mga patients get from very young to very old. And then,
hmm,
their concern actually is mahadlok sila mabuntis. But actually, I tell them, iko, ang mas hadlok ninyo when you are risky in your behavior, that you get something else apart from the baby. The baby is so lovely and loving and will help you. But there
yeah,
are other viruses and bacteria that you get when you
correct.
start your sexual debut at an earlier
Early
age.
age. Oo, correct. Good, Doc. Okay, so this one, no? So HIV is not transmitted through the following actions, no? Like casual contacts, no? Hugging, shaking hands, even kissing. Yan na.
Mm.
Other body fluids, donating blood, of course, if you are HIV negative, sharing toilets, use of swimming pools. So, dili ra gid ka mahadlong halabas na ay HIV diri kuyog na ako sa swimming pool nga matakdan ko. Insect bites. So kani pud siya na-issue magud ni kay sa among mga patients. We have this kanang learning group sessions nga who take several hours. We have this one-on-one counseling at the same time we have this group counseling or say we have this family counseling. So some of the family members when they have somebody in their family who has HIV, this is one of their favorite questions, Doc Shi. Doc, isa ra man mi tanan sa balay, what if paakon siya og lamok? And then pila ka
Mapaakan
adlaw,
mo.
mapaakan ko. So pwede ba kong matakdan og HIV? So balik ta ato nung sexual contact, mother to child, blood and blood products nga ato. So dili man siya appeal sa kanang three modes of transmission. So dili ra kita ikahadlok. So mo na siya. Now, how will we know if we have HIV or not? So sometimes moingon sila nga okay raman kay ko, walay gipamati ang akong lawas nga unlike the ordinary. So, wala na ko HIV. So, the only way that could determine whether you are exposed to HIV or you have HIV or not is to undergo HIV antibody screening, which I mentioned nga, in government institutions, it is provided for free. For for private institutions, you can get it after paying a small fee. But it is very important. Kay inganam gani magpa-test man ganita sa atong blood sugar, magpa-test man ganita sa atong cholesterol level. Ato na lang sang i-appeal ang atong HIV status, no? It's not nga hugaw tag binhatan or your doctor is thinking nga dautan ka nga pagkatao. It's because we want to examine the person as a whole. Yan, tanan aspeto sa pagkatao, no? So for pregnant women, the fact nga you got pregnant simply means nga you had unprotected sex. So wala dili man mo kuyog sa imong partner 24 oras gyud. Nagi time nga dili mo magkuyog. So wa ta kay baw kung sa ilang gipamuhat pud nga posible nga sila ang na-expose unya na-expose lang HIV mapasa nila sa ato ang sakit. So ingana siya, no? And this one is also something very important when you go to have yourself tested regardless of the test, the right to privacy particularly sa imong HIV status is guaranteed. In medical centers, hospitals, they have this they have to sign ang kaning data privacy, no, medical confidentiality nga kanang clause among their employees. So you can be assured, like your doctors, when you go for consultation, whatever private information that you shared with them, that it will stay with that person and that person alone. So That's something that you have to remember. Okay, I think I'm almost done with my presentation. This one is a new law, the HIV and AIDS Policy Act of 2018. So we had an older law before, which is Republic Act 9504. I forgot. I think this one. 8504. So now Elisa na siya, and that has been replaced by this new act 11166. So under this Republic Act, one of the good things about this is people who wanted to get themselves tested for HIV, they can now be tested even if they are less than 18 years old. Okay, the old law, you have to be at least 18 years old before you get tested for HIV. With this law, as young as 15 years old, you can already get tested for HIV. So, because I think you have experienced it, Doc Shea, no, nga, mga teens, no, as young as 15, 16, 17 years old, they are already pregnant.
Yes, Doc.
So, I remember Dr. Madamba when he gives this talk about HIV, he mentions this Law Republic Act 11166 nga, teens are already old enough to engage in sex and get pregnant, but then when it comes to HIV testing, they are too young to get tested. So during that
Conflicting tayo.
conflicting. They have to go to their parents, ask their parents to sign their consent for testing, which is walay batanon nga who in his right mind would go to his parents, ma, could you sign this consent form? I want to be tested for HIV. Naturally, no, the mother would ask, natural gina sa inahan nga,
naman.
test man kag HIV. So, alangan, masagbay ko siya, kay nanak with sexual exposure. So, we have observed during that time, nga, sige ka, saka ang cases sa HIV among the young, and then mo to siya, nga, ang mahitabo na noon, later stage na sa HIV infection sila matest kay maghuwat pa man ang kuan nga magsakit na sila yung anak, no? So whereas during that time they are still experimenting with sex, nga daghan sila mga exposure, the testing should have been done at an earlier age, murag mo na in anak. Anyway, so that's that, and we are just glad nga with this Republic Act we are able to reach more young people and encourage them to participate in testing. So this one, I would just like to point out, no, even at this point, HIV in the Philippines has been here since 1984, but up to this point, there is still much discrimination and stigma with regards to HIV. And this whether perceived or real stigma and discrimination towards people having HIV or AIDS is one of the reasons also nga these people delay going to their doctors kay mahadlok sila nga ma-discriminate or mahadlok sila nga ma-discriminate sa ilang family. And this one, no, roughly 1 in 8 people living with HIV is being denied health services because of stigma and discrimination. So there are sometimes, it's very sad kay muna nauntay free nga treatment, but because of this kaning stigma and discrimination, di na lang sila moadto sa ilang hospital or sa one visit lang sa doctor or sa healthcare worker, and when they feel nga they are being discriminated, dili na gina sila mo balik, and sadly they will die with all the free medicines unta nga they can access. So that ends my talk for this afternoon. There is these 2 numbers sa Vicente Soto Memorial Medical Center Kaambag Clinic. So if you wish to get yourselves tested, you may contact this para ma-schedule ka, and I guarantee nga everything will be confidential.
Okay, so screenshot, no? Pwede na ni ma-screenshot so you will
Yes.
know where and who to call in case you need it.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Wow, Doc, grabe. So much information in just a few minutes. Thank you very much. But we do not end there, Doc, because there are still questions up for you. Okay pa, Doc?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Sige. I think the first question of is HIV and AIDS the same has been answered already in the previous slide.
Yes.
So we will go to what to do po if
So
my
what?
ex tested positive for HIV, I learned from his current partner now. May ibang partner pa at may iba nang
Hmm.
nako. What's my chance of getting infected? Please help me, doc.
Okay, so I'm glad no that he raised this concern. What to do po if my ex tested positive for HIV? So what to do is very important. Go to the nearest HIV treatment hub to where you are currently living. It's very important nga you go to your nearest treatment hub because when we start treatment, the initial phase of treatment, there will be side effects that we will have to monitor. So the nearer you are to your treatment hub, the better it is for you to get access to medical treatment in the event na you will experience these adverse effects. So what's my chance of getting infected? So chances of getting infected in a single one night stand, they said, according
Kana,
to
sige.
available data, the risk of getting infected is only 0.3%. So
Mm.
it only gets compounded when you do repeated nga unprotected sex. Yeah. The same risk po in a single among healthcare workers exposed to HIV, a single needle stick event, the risk is also 0.3%. So I will always remember Dr. Abel Alera, your teacher. No, Dr. Alera
Yes, doc.
will always talk about this. So, when he gives his talk on HIV, he would always say the risk of getting infected to HIV on a single one night stand is 0.3%. The risk of getting infected through needle stick injury is also 0.3%. It's the same. So if you want to get exposed to HIV, better choose sexual exposure because it's more pleasurable and less painful than a needle stick injury. So,
Stilan.
iwanan na siya. But then, just because it's 0.3% doesn't mean to say nga, because it's just a single one night stand, I will not use condom. Because regardless of that number, 0.3, it's still a risk. And that risk is present every time you engage in unprotected sex. And then, okay, so that's it, no? For that person na nagtanong sa atin. So, encourage your partner. At this point, nga nag-positive yung partner, kailangan niya ng emotional and all the support that he needs. So, if you truly love him,
Yung
love
ex,
her,
mag-bridge ulit, wag na.
ano ba to?
Goodbye na yun,
If
move
my
on na yun.
ex pala, sorry.
Opo.
Move on na. But then,
Move.
have yourself tested. So, that's one of the things
Yun
that's very
that's the
important.
problem with the past. Kahit gusto nating mag-move on, there are really repercussions of previous relationships na
Yes.
hindi natin ma-let go lahat. Ayan.
Yes.
We have another question, Doc. Because this is common also. What are the signs if I am HIV positive? I read a lot in social media and in the net. Lalo na especially the luas-luas. It's a common.
Very true, very true.
They read it in social media. Basta daghan luas-luas, Doc, HIV kuno ko. So, is it true?
Luas-luas is one of the more common. That's true. One of the more common signs and symptoms of actually immune compromised state. So, not necessarily HIV, but immune compromised state. So, that's it. If you have risky behaviors in the past and then suddenly you have that, lalo, especially if paulit-ulit, no, pabalik-balik ang luas, that's something that you will have to worry and go for testing.
I think din po, it's a good point, no, the sign that you are immune compromised, because when a patient tests for not test, when an x-ray is done and nakita na may pulmonary tuberculosis, kasali sa test ang HIV testing, because you having TB means that you are immune compromised. Kaya tinitest ka din for HIV.
Okay. We have now, according sa, there is this mandate from the Department of Health, Doc Shi, no, we have the TB-HIV collaboration. So through, tinuod to imong ginaingon, no, if you are diagnosed with TB, you will also be screened for HIV. On the other hand, if you are diagnosed with HIV, you will also be screened for TB. So among our patients with HIV, 20% of them will have TB as their opportunistic infection. So It's very common. So,
Maraming TB
kailangan
sa Pilipinas, Doc.
correct.
Okay, ito naman. Okay, parental guidance po ha. Kung hindi naman po pinaputok sa loob, pwede pa rin po ba akong magka-HIV?
Okay, good question. So, I mentioned earlier nga, seminal fluid is one of those body fluids na mataas ang content ng HIV
Virus.
virus. So that kung pinotok sa loob, nandun yung seminal fluid, chances are ma-infect ka. However, even if hindi pinotok sa loob, if it's unprotected sex, hindi nagamit ng condom, so yung sexual act kasi, magkakaroon ka ng abrasions, very minute abrasions sa surface or sa mucosa ng genitalia mo or anal area among homosexual people from the LGBT, no, among gay men. So, those micro tears, micro abrasions sa mucosa ng anus or sa inside the vagina could still be an avenue for the virus to enter.
Right.
So, there is still that risk of getting infected or chance, no? Particularly if it's unprotected, walang ginamit na condom during the act.
I think that answer is very related to the answer of this question. Bakit ang receiver yung mas nagpo-positive?
Yes.
Dahil sa gasgas. Okay. It's because of the trauma that is brought about by the sexual contact.
And also, yung sinabi na pinotok kasi sa loob, so yung seminal fluid nandoon sa receiver, so nandoon sa kanya yung load ng virus na bigger load ng virus. So, the risk is there also.
Okay. So, I think this is the last question. When is the best time? Ayan, best talaga, time to test for HIV.
Okay, when is the best time to test for HIV? At your most opportune time. That's the best time. So, anytime that you are free, you think you're, you are available, you have nothing else to do, get yourself tested for HIV. And then when you go there, they will assessment. You will undergo pre-test counseling. During the assessment, if they know you have recent unprotected sex, you will be advised when to come back for your next follow-up test, repeat testing. So, any opportune time that you have, grab the opportunity, take the test. Because tomorrow might be too late.
Yes, in short, Doc, the time is now. The time is today.
Exactly, Doc Shea.
Okay, let's check if, ayan. All right, I think it's the last question already, Doc. So, as a culture in this program, since you'll be giving away 3 online consultation coupons, we will already go to our tama o mali segment. And then this is the time where they will answer whether it's tama or it is mali with a pop quiz number and then type tama, or pop quiz number 2 and then type mali. Ganon. All right. Okay. So I hope our audience learned a lot this afternoon and get ready to answer the tama o mali segment. Okay. The first question for tama o mali. Pop quiz number 1. Are you ready? Get ready typing your answers now. Tama o mali? Ang HIV, usa ka sakit nga makuha lang pinaagi sa pakighilawas or nakukuha ang HIV through sexual contact lamang. Type in your answers now, number, pop quiz number, and then either tama o mali. All right, let's go! Okay, let's see. O yan, ang galing. Our audience are very participative this afternoon. Okay,
wow.
Dr. Abuka, let's reveal our answer, Doc. For pop quiz number 1, ang HIV ay isang sakit na nakukuha lang sa sexual contact. Tama o mali?
So the answer is mali. So we have 3 modes. So we have many correct answers.
O yan. So we will reveal the winners later po. Okay, what are the 3 modes again, Doc?
So 3 modes. So sexual contact, which is the most common. Second is blood and blood products. And then third is mother-to-child transmission.
Ayan. So, I hope you will remember that. Kahit yun, the three.
Oh,
The three
exactly.
modes of transmission. Okay, let's go to the second pop quiz. Pop quiz number 2. Tama o mali? Ang usa ka tawo pwedeng matakdan sa HIV kung siya maligo sa usa ka swimming pool, kuyog ang usa ka tawo nga adunay HIV. Or tama o mali, pwedeng makuha ang HIV ng isang taong naliligo sa swimming pool kasama ang isang tao na may HIV. Tama o mali? Type in your answers now. Okay, Dr. Agtuka, let's reveal our answers.
Okay, so the answer is also mali. Wow.
Ayan.
Naminaw
diba?
kita ang atong audience na nila.
Very good.
Very, very good. Yes.
Happy.
Very attentive.
Okay.
5 points for attentiveness. So, more naghapon to siya, Doc Shea, no? Balik naghapon ta sa three modes of transmission sa HIV. So, sexual contact, blood and blood products, and then mother to child. You can also add ang katong 4 body fluids. So, wala man na siya blood. Oh, wala man napunog ka ng seminal fluid ang swimming pool. So, yeah. So, ano siya?
Unless ang swimming pool, ang sulod sa swimming pool, seminal fluid.
Seminal fluid.
Sa seminal fluid ka nag-swimming.
Yes, so, ingana siya. Mali to siya nga information. Okay.
Okay, ayan. Whoa, very good atong audience. Okay, we move on to pop quiz number 3. Pop quiz number 3, tama o mali, ang HIV pwedeng matambalan bisan kung kini walay kaayuhan. I hope my translation is correct, Doc. Please correct me kung sayo. Tama o mali, HIV is treatable even when there is no cure. Correct ba? Is the term correct or I interchange it? Okay. Again, HIV has a treatment even when there is no complete cure. Tama o mali? Okay, type in your answers now. Wow, very good. Okay, let's reveal our answers, Doc.
So we have smarts to audience, no? Very smart. The correct answer is tama. So wala biya nato ni gi-emphasize Doc Shea sa atong talk, no? Ang treatment.
Yes.
So up to this point, there are a lot of trials trying new medications hoping to completely cure HIV. But up to this point, all the available antiretroviral drugs in the market could not completely cure you of HIV. So once positive ka sa HIV, forever ka na talagang positive for HIV. But you can still live a good quality of life if you take your antiretroviral drugs. That's why it's very important to get yourselves tested. So I have patients in our treatment hub who are already senior citizens. Two who are already in their 70s and 5 or 6 who are already in their 60s. And they were diagnosed with HIV when they were still in their late 20s and early 30s. So that's proof that they can, ang ibang sa kanila
live long and
you can live
healthy.
Long. Yeah, in fact, one of my patients na kanang 70 na, I was already his 3rd doctor because the first 2 doctors died ahead of him. Ang first died of lung cancer, ang second died of heart attack.
Oh, diba?
And then ako ang 3rd. So, ingana siya. And then he remarried. They had I think 7-year-old son na karon. Both the wife and the child are negative for HIV. That's also one good thing of the antiretroviral treatment because it lowers the viral load in their body, less ang risk na they could infect their sexual partners. And then when their partner gets pregnant, wala po, free po, HIV free po ang baby and ang mother. That's that.
Actually, I have a previous patient during the pandemic, and she's my friend now. And then she was open to me during our first prenatal that she is an HIV patient. Yes, and then it was very enlightening to me because it's not very common for us to cross paths with people who are very open to their status. And I learned recently because we keep on trying to plan on meeting, and then she just told me that the test of her baby, because she just delivered during the time of the lockdown, she delivered, and she told me that her baby status is negative redox. So it's very
Wow,
good,
that's
no?
good.
She has been very religious in her ARVs, in her antiretroviral drugs, and then I want to greet her. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah,
Uh,
happy Mother's Day.
Ayan. So I'm just very happy to meet her even virtually. We have not met in person, but it was such a blessing to know a person like her, who's very religious and who's responsible enough, no, to keep it to herself lang and not become contagious and share that to others. No, we can share love but not that one.
Mm-mm.
Ayan. So, Doc, are you excited to reveal our winners? So, I'll be flashing the names, and those who win in this Tama o Mali segment, please message us in our official Facebook page, Dr. Shi Armero, OBGYN Lifestyle Clinic, for you to get the free online consultation coupon. And if you think that you do not need it, the free online consultation coupon is transferable to those whom you think needs the free online consultation coupon. So this is a way to not just learn but also to share the blessings, sabi nga in the intro.
Yes.
So, did you know, Doc, that our first Tama o Mali winner is a medical technologist?
Wow.
Carl, thank you, Carl, for watching our program. I think it's his first time to watch, and I think the topic interests him very well, and he was able to answer correctly, mali. Okay, thank you very much. He's our first winner. Ayan, very good. The second winner, truly, we have students, Doc. She's a third year
Wow.
student of medicine, and she answered the question number 2 correctly. Ayan, very good. And the last person to answer correctly is, okay, Rina. Rina is an avid watcher who's been with us in DANGPANAN for several episodes already. Thank you very much
Wow.
for being with us this afternoon. Yay! Yay! Congratulations, Carl. Rina
Wow.
also. Congrats, Rina. Ayan. Okay, we are so happy that we were able to deliver this information drive, and I'm very honored to have you, Dr. Agtuca. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Doc, any parting words for our audience? Because after this, I'll still be answering some gynae questions, so we will be
Okay.
saying goodbye to you. Parting
Sige.
words, Doc.
So, thank you, Doc Shi, no, for inviting me. And na-excite ko sa kadaghan dahil sa imong followers, no, sa imong audience. And I just hope nga ang audience learned something very important today. And not only for them, I hope that they would also share it with others. So I would like to thank you, Doc Shi, for inviting me, and for our audience. Enjoy the rest of the day. Stay safe. Kaya napaghihapon ang COVID, maluoy ta. So,
Yes,
that's it. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Doc. So glad. I hope next time po, may tataglain topic, ikaw na sana.
Sige.
Sige, Doc. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now, Doc. Thank you. Okay. Ayan. So, I hope you enjoyed and learned a lot this afternoon. Hello, Ma'am Jen. Thank you for watching us this afternoon. Happy Mother's Day. Ayan, let's flash. Let's flash. Hi! Okay. So, are we ready to answer the questions of those who chatted in our Facebook page? So we are now in the segment of Ask Doc Shi. Ayan. Okay, so let's answer just 5 short questions. Sige. Okay. Doc, delayed ako sa period ko. I thought I'm pregnant. That's why I had home pregnancy test. Very good. but the result was negative. I have a normal 32-day cycle. Okay, just for the information of everyone, a 32-day cycle, okay pa yon. Nasa upper limit, but okay pa. And I'm 8 days delayed now. Since your pregnancy test is negative, then the likelihood of you not pregnant is either if your preg test is not sensitive enough. If you are really highly suspecting that you are pregnant and the test might be too early, then you can do the blood test for pregnancy test, the serum beta HCG. You can do that, okay? So if there's really high suspicion, okay? High suspicion, yun na siya. If you're highly suspecting, then no one will imprison you for having yourself tested with a serum beta HCG test. If negative pa din, please seek consultation. Once again, if you have been trying to get pregnant for a time now, we have a guide. I made a guide. You can watch it at my YouTube channel, Docshi TV, when it's time to seek help when you are trying to get pregnant. So it's there. So if you find yourself in the scenario that I have stated in that session, in that recording, then please seek help already. Okay? So, ayan. Next question. Hi, Doc. May question sana ako. Bakit daming white discharge sa akin na hindi naman mabaho po? Okay. The white discharges or the white mens, in layman, tawag natin, Doc, nagwa-white mens ko, pero hindi siya mabaho. There are two, okay? There are two very common signs of infection in our vaginal discharges. Either number 1, copious, masyadong madami. Number 2, mabaho siya. Or ito naman may pangatlo, if may change of color, nagiging green, ganon. So magpa-check. But ito na-describe mo naman, white discharge siya. At hindi naman mabaho. Madami nga lang. Likely, you are in the middle of your cycle. Likely, you are ovulating because the white mens or the white discharge is one sign that you are fertile. For those who are even messaging me on help, asking for help to identify their fertile window, this is very gross description lang, yung watery, yung parang white ng egg white na hindi pa luto, yung okra, yung ganun ng okra, yung ano ba yan, yung sa okra, basta sa okra na medyo sipon-sipon, yun, those are signs that you are fertile. At kadalasan naman, iba white na marami at hindi mabaho. Ayan. Next. Good day po, Doc. We had sex one time with my husband. 24th day of last April. Supposed to be May 1 na yung period ko. Pero nag-delay ako ng 2 days. Tapos uminom ako ng 4 pills me4. Wala na. Ano pong effect nun? Wala na. Nag-lapse. If you are contemplating on using this 4 pill as emergency contraception, wala na. More of the risk tayo dito. Again, as I was saying in my previous episode, emergency contraception is never advisable. If you might need to have a better choice, magpa-counsel ka for a better choice of family planning method that suits you and your partner best. Again, if you wish to learn a natural means of family planning without taking anything because you are afraid, please let me know. I'll be glad to assist you. Me and my husband, actually, this family planning method has been my and my husband's advocacy for the past 11 years now. So, ayan. Good afternoon, ma'am. Pwede magtanong na nakaraan ectopic pregnancy ako. Pwede pa bang mabuntis ulit? Okay, very good question. Remember, we have 2 fallopian tubes. Kung natanggal yung isa, meron pa natirang isa. Ang tanong, as healthy ba ang natirang fallopian tube? If healthy ito natirang fallopian tube, then yes, pwede ka pang magbuntis. Kasi dalawa pa rin yung ovaries mo. So pwedeng gaganon si fallopian tube, kukuha siya ng egg sa kabilang ovary pag doon ng itlog. Kaya lang, pag ang reason ng ectopic pregnancy mo is infection of the pelvic organs at kasali yung kabilang tube na namaga, problema yun. Baka maulit ang ectopic pregnancy. Next, Doc, pa-ask lang po, normal lang po ba na mag-bleeding kapag na-IE? Twice na po kasi, hindi lang po spotting as in marami po. Okay, this is a very good question because I made a video on when it's time to go to the hospital. There was a Bisaya, basta it's my first time to make a Bisaya video on this. May English at saka Bisaya kung time na ba magpunta sa hospital. And one sign is that the bloody discharge. Yung spotting, yes. Kung spotting lang, okay yon. But if profuse yung bleeding mo, malakas yung bleeding, it's not a good sign. So you should seek the help of your obstetrician already. Magpa-IE ka ulit, either mas nag-open siya, tawag doon, nag-bloody show ka lang talaga. Or second, yun yung hindi maganda, yung nauna yung placenta na mag-detach. At pag nag-detach ang placenta, nawawala ang blood supply or oxygen supply para kay baby. Kaya it's one of the signs that you should be watchful. You should be able to identify. Kung malakas talaga, please seek consultation kaagad. Okay? So I hope you were able to answer that. I think we have, question. Ayan. Hi, Doc. Ask ko lang, men's ko 28 to 31, 1. Anos ade kung maging fertile days, Doc Shi? Okay. Actually, there had been several applications in the cell phone already that will predict. But then they are not as accurate. Even the rhythm calendar method is not accurate, especially among women who are not regular in their menstruation. And so, counting, yung pa-count ganon, it's not effective. Hindi siya, hindi siya reliable. Ayan, yung pa-count na ganon. Hindi siya reliable. And I'll explain better. Or you may watch, kung gusto mo mabuntis and you want to identify when you are fertile, I also made a video on this. You kindly visit Docshi TV. Pakiclick na din yung subscribe. Enra ha, subscribe ka din. Nakalagay doon, I think the title was 3 easy steps to get pregnant. Parang ganun yata. So, kindly watch it so you will be able to identify. You will learn in that video how to identify your fertile days. So, kasi andun yon. So, my channel is very educational. Wala masyadong gulo-gulo. Educational lang yon lahat. And I hope you will also enjoy touring and learning in my channel. So, I think this is the last question, I would like to take this opportunity to invite you next week, DANGPANAN, because this month is Cervical Awareness Month. Ayan, we have a new guest. Guwapo pa din. A gynae oncologist, my idol, my bossing. So, he will be with us next Saturday because another sexually transmitted condition is cervical cancer. Anong tawag dito? Cervical cancer is one effect ba tawag? Or ending, parang ganon. Parang HIV na din na nakukuha through sexual contact. So, since it's Cervical Awareness Month, let's be timely and address this concern through our guest resource speaker next Saturday, still at 4 p.m. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, so if you have time, you are curious about my mother. Did you know I'm an only child? They say that parang nalilabel kasi ang only child na spoiled, only child kesyo ganito, ganyan, binigay lahat, not very good yung mga feedback. So if you are curious how I grew up like this, so I'm inviting you tomorrow. I will make a new link kasi nag-epic fail nga itong link ko today. I will make a new link for our Facebook Live tomorrow with my mom. Actually, she does not know of this. It's a surprise actually. It's an ambush interview tomorrow. So sana you will still stay with us also tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon because we are going somewhere to celebrate Mother's Day. And she does not know that we are going there. And she does not know I'm going to interview her unless she will watch this show tonight. Kasi when you are watching this live, this is still recorded in YouTube and in Facebook, and you can view this again and again until you can share this to others, okay? So because this is recorded in Facebook and in YouTube. So again, tomorrow is Mother's Day special. So Happy Mother's Day to all our mothers. As I am about to end, I have a wonderful video that we have prepared. Na-show na siya at the start. We'll show again as we end our program. Those are photos of some of our mothers na na-deliver. Yung hindi masyadong obvious yung itsura nila for privacy purposes. I hope that you'll be happy seeing them because even when mothers struggle, we are still mothers. Graceful with what we do. Ayan. So, I hope you, again, enjoyed. Mag-share and don't forget the hashtag DDSTV and subscribe or click follow in our page for you to be notified pag nag-live ulit tayo. Okay? So, I'll see you next weekend. Remember, awareness and good education makes an empowered woman. Let's be like that together. So, for online, again, you don't need to go outside to seek help and consultation. You can talk to me online. You just have to give us a direct message in our official Facebook page, Dr. Shi Armero, OBGYN Lifestyle Clinic, and request for an online consultation coupon. Or if you really wish to see me in person, I'm at room 17, Kupsi Building, beside Maternity Hospital. I'll see you either virtual or face-to-face, physically. We can always be safe and healthy at the same time. Once again, this has been Dr. Shi Armero, and you are watching DANGPANAN, the live series of Doc Shi TV. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon.